Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm News 8 digital anchor Luke Laster here from the Wood TV live desk. The Michigan Beer Festival is coming at the end of this month here, and joining me to talk a little bit about that this morning, Scott Graham and David Ringler. Gentlemen, thank you for taking some time. I know it's snowy outside, and you guys took the time to come here. Really appreciate it. How are we this morning?
Well, the snow's getting me in the mood for drinking beer
Yes,
outside.
Perfect weather to talk about Winter Beer Festival, that's for sure.
Scott, if you could, just both of you, if you could introduce yourselves a little bit. Scott, we'll go first.
Sure, I'm Scott Graham. I'm the executive director of the Michigan Brewers Guild. I've been in this role for over 15 years now, and the Brewers Guild is the nonprofit trade association that represents the state's breweries. So, we produce 5 beer festivals throughout the year and do a number of other promotional things, as well as try and pay attention to what's going on in Lansing and make sure it's not bad for our industry and the breweries out there in Michigan.
David?
Yeah, and my name is Dave Ringler. I'm with Cedar Brewing Company in the upcoming Kuster Brauhaus, right here in downtown Grand Rapids, and I am vice president of the board with the Michigan Brewers Guild. I've been doing that now for 5 years, and been involved with the guild since we opened 7 years ago.
So the festival's coming on February 26th. Scott, talk to me about just the excitement surrounding that. You know, we have obviously been battling the pandemic the past couple of years. Tell me a little bit about the excitement here that we're going to get here at the end of February.
Well, the Winter Beer Festival is one of our most popular events. I think part of the reason it's so popular is because people don't have as much going on maybe in February as they do in July or September or other months. So it's always a popular time, and having missed a year due to the pandemic, I think people are really going to be ready to get out and see each other. We did have 2 beer festivals in the fall after a hiatus of more than a year, and everybody was just in a terrific mood. There was a great vibe, and people were so happy to be seeing each other and be back together in person. So I think we're looking forward to a great event on February 26th.
David, as a brewery owner, how is it to kind of just get there and be with fellow owners and everyone who's just kind of a connoisseur of the business?
Well, I'll echo Scott. I mean, it was really cool to see people again. I mean, we'd all been hunkered down and, frankly, getting our tail feathers kicked here for almost 2 years. So it was great to see people. And I have to say also, the Winter Beer Festival, even before I got back in the industry, was one of my favorite festivals. The atmosphere is amazing. Being fortunate to have been in festivals around the world with a German-centric theme of what we do, this is a very unique atmosphere, and it's just having the winter, and like I said, today really puts you in the mood for what we're hopefully looking forward to in the end of February.
Scott, having been around the Guild for so long, how have you seen this festival in particular kind of just evolve over the years and become what it has?
Well, it quickly became one of our more popular events, and it's as big as any of the festivals that we have. It's similar in that there are hundreds of different beers, and of course, if you haven't been to one of our beer festivals, the entertainment really is the beer. We pour 3-ounce beer samples. There are way more different beers than anybody can try, and it's a really fun atmosphere for somebody if they're very familiar with Michigan beer and local beer, because they're breweries from all over the state, from the UP, from southeast, southwest Michigan, all corners, and everywhere in between. So you can get to a brewery that maybe you can't get to normally, and even if you do get there, the breweries like to bring different things because they know they'll be appreciated. But it's also a ton of fun for somebody who's just kind of learning what local beer is, or maybe thinks that they don't like beer because there's such a multitude of different flavors, from fruit beers to Belgian style beers, barrel-aged beers, lighter beers, darker beers. There's really it's a great opportunity for somebody to try a lot of different beers, and one of my favorite parts about the festival is just the people. Everybody's in a good mood. They're friendly. They're happy to be tasting beer together. It's just a great atmosphere and a lot of fun. Great way to spend a Saturday afternoon.
You mentioned, breweries from all around the state. How many are we expecting this year?
We're going to have over 100, about 120 different breweries, and
nice.
They'll all be bringing a number of different beers. So yeah, it's really going to be great.
David, talking particularly about Cedar Springs Brewery, what are we expecting to see from you this year?
Well, we're a little we're Germanic, obviously, so we kind of do old beer that you don't really see a whole lot anymore. And we will have a couple of our seasonals out there this year that'll be appropriate for the winter weather. But I'll echo Scott in that is one of the treats, even for us as brewers. We very much like to run around and sample some of the breweries maybe we've heard about and have not had a chance to visit. It's one of the weird ironies of being in this industry is once I actually open the brewery, I have a lot less time to get out and visit the breweries than I used to. So the festivals are a treat for us too, even being in the industry.
Let's talk COVID protocols. It's something I guess that has to be addressed with every event kind of moving forward here, at least for now. Scott, what are we looking at there?
Well, we are outside, so
which is huge,
so that really helps. And one of the key things that we've done is we ask all of the brewery members to do what we call contactless pouring. So rather than handle everybody's cup, to take either a cup or a little pitcher and be using that as an intermediary so that we're not handling each other's cups. That's probably the main protocol. It's going to be a fairly busy time. So our beer festivals really aren't about distancing. They're about being together, and it would be hard to think that everybody's going to stay 6 feet apart and wear their mask when it's really about drinking beer and talking to each other. So we're confident that we're at a place with the pandemic that those who are comfortable will come out and enjoy things and spend time with us. And if you're not, we understand. We'll be back next year too.
I want to talk individually from each of your standpoints on the setup of it. Scott, we'll start with you. Just kind of the setup on from your role as the executive director. What does that entail? I guess from when does it start to that actual Saturday? Well,
it really does start probably a whole year in advance, but most of the planning happens in the months leading up to it. Now, it's really great being here in Comstock Park because our relationship with the folks at the LMCU ballpark, the home of the Whitecaps, it really gives us some infrastructure to work with, and they treat it like it's their own event. So it's really of the 5 events we do, this is one of the great experiences we have of working with a team that puts on events at their location. So it really makes parking run more smoothly. The whole event goes smoothly. So it's a great relationship that we have and are happy to continue. But lots of planning from figuring out what breweries are going to be there, the beers, getting the beers there, working with local distributors. Some breweries distribute their own to us, while we work with lots of different beer distributors. Everything from getting fork trucks and equipment, and we've got a volunteer crew that moves the kegs around, and we have to get everybody through the gates and scan tickets, get tickets set up for sale. So there really are a lot of moving parts, but it's all worth it on the day of the event to see those smiling faces and to have a good time.
And David, as an individual brewery, how about on your end?
Well, most of our staff's been with us, 5-6 years or longer, and we really look at a lot of these events as a treat for the staff. They look forward to it. We take volunteers as one of the perks of being involved in a fun industry. I mean, the first rule we have for new employees is to have fun, and this is an extension of that, really. But it's a way to reward and get out for our staff. And logistically, there is some organization on our part where everybody's short-staffed a little bit right now, so we have to obviously balance some of that with maintaining our regular operations anyway. But it's something that our staff looks forward to, and really all 5 of the Michigan Brewers Guild beer festivals that go on around the state throughout the year, and a few others as well. So,
as we kind of wrap up here, Scott, how do we get tickets here? What's the easiest venue?
All the tickets are available at our website at mibeer.com. And I expect that we'll have tickets available right up leading up to the festival. We have a specific, a finite number that we sell. If they sell out in advance, then they won't be available at the gate. If they don't, we'll continue to sell. But we still have a decent quantity left. I think we'll probably get to that sellout volume maybe the week of the festival. So I wouldn't wait too long. I'd get your friends together and get some plans made. But tickets and information at mibeer.com.
Gentlemen, I really appreciate both of your time here. Anything else that either of you would like to add?
Yeah, I'd like to throw one thing in. We're celebrating the Michigan Brewers Guild's 25th anniversary this year, and some of the celebrations will kind of culminate in July, which is Michigan Beer Month. But we're kicking off our 25th year, so it's a milestone for us. It's not a huge age, but we feel like the Michigan beer, the culture of Michigan beer, it's part of the fabric of what happens in Michigan, and there's nowhere that it's better than the Grand Rapids area.
David, I saw you grab that sticker there.
I was going to throw up our little our 25th anniversary logo, but again, to echo that, we're Beer City here in West Michigan, and the cool thing about the brewing industry is it really is collaborative with a lot of other industries. We have tourism and hospitality here, agricultural. There's a lot of Michigan agricultural products, and we have a collaboration beer with a lot of breweries throughout the state coming up in July. That's going to be a Michigan-based beer to celebrate our 25th anniversary. So it's one of those great industries that touches Main Street, and you can find Michigan beer across the globe. So this festivals like this are a great way really to celebrate what we're about here in Beer City. So we look forward to seeing a lot of you out there.
David, Scott, really appreciate your time. Thank you both. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a video here attached to the stream. It'll take you over to woodtv.com, where you'll be able to watch the stream back for reference there for you. So this has been a look at the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm News 8 digital anchor Luke Laster. Have a great afternoon, folks.
Thanks, Luke.